Bishop Frank Caggiano from the Diocese of Bridgeport, Connecticut, is part of the team representing the United States at the Synod in Rome, and he joins us now. Bishop, it is so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. It's great to be with you.
Bishop, you, Cardinal Cupich, Archbishop Gomez, and Cardinal DiNardo are part of this U.S. team at the Synod. What is it like representing the U.S. in Rome this year?
Well, it's been a tremendous experience. Yeah. There are about 260 bishops here from all over the world. And just to get a sense of the diversity of their experiences, the diversity of the experiences of youth and young adults, it's just been, for me, a tremendous experience, educationally, spiritually. And of course, to be with the Pope every day, morning and afternoon sessions, is a tremendous blessing.
Bishop, you have been very vocal about the need for the church to reclaim its credibility by addressing the clerical sex abuse scandal head on. Now that we are a few weeks into the Synod, do you feel that it's been adequately addressed?
It is. I think there's a growing consensus now among the bishops that we're going to address the issue in whatever final document comes out, as a prelude to the February meeting, which the Pope has already called, which will get more into the details, procedures, and all the rest that needs to be done. But our task is to acknowledge the hurt and wound, to invite young people to walk with us as we walk towards a solution, and to ask forgiveness, which I think is part of the credibility issues for us as leaders.
Bishop, as you just mentioned, the focus of this Synod is on the youth, and your experience in youth ministry is quite extensive. How can the church develop new ways to connect with young people and bring them closer to God?
Well, there's a few. I think, first of all, technology is a two-edged sword. Yeah. And just like I'm coming to you via the internet from Rome, there's tremendous possibilities, and I think we have to utilize those to try to engage young people and young adults. I also think the path of beauty, which was my intervention at the Synod, is really important, because young people, I think, live a life that's filled with information that can at times be kind of sterile, and beauty opens the mind, but it opens the heart and engages them affectively. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for affirmation, to be listened to, and to be engaged.
Right.
So I think those are at least two ideas I have.
Bishop, you have obviously a very unique perspective in that you are there and you can bring us this personal insight. What's been the highlight so far for you?
The youth intervention, the young delegates, there were about 32 young adults who are here, who have intervened, have given their own 4-minute input to the Synod Fathers. And they have been powerful. They've been dramatic. There was one young Iraqi man, probably in his late 20s, who spoke about the death of his friends, the destruction of his home, and still keeping the faith. So when I listened to that young man, I thought, my goodness, the problems I think I have in my life pale in comparison to this young man, and yet he's here.
Bishop, what can we expect at the closing of this Synod? What's ahead? What are you looking forward to specifically?
Well, the document we will produce is a generic document insofar as it is the recommendations of the Synod Fathers to the Holy Father. But the real document is what the Holy Father will write. That will not come out until the winter of next year. And what I'm looking for is general direction. Because the truth is, young people in Bridgeport have a very different experience than, say, young people in Nairobi or Kuala Lumpur or Caracas. So the general principles are to say we all have to be moving in this direction. Now, individual bishops with their leadership, they need to sit down and say, okay, how do we make this real in Brooklyn, in Bridgeport, wherever else it may be? So I think the Holy Father is going to give us the broad strokes of what we need to do, and then we have to roll up our sleeves and do it in our own diocese.
Bishop Caggiano, thank you so much. You always bring the message close to home, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to be with you, and God bless you from Rome. God bless.